Hello, welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. I just wanted to make a video today about why I cut my hair. So as you can obviously see, I've got really short hair. Actually the other day I ended up cutting it all off, like right down to the skin, because I couldn't find the attachment for my shears. I have done a blog post about this, so I will link it with a card, and I'll also link it down in the description. But I'm aware that some of you don't read my blog, and I perfectly understand that. That's fine. So I just wanted to make a video about it because I feel like it's actually quite a big part of my identity. And I've had my hair like this for almost 3 years now. I remember I cut it on the 13th of October 2013. So I guess I'll talk about how my hair was before I cut it. I naturally have an afro. I've got African and Caribbean descent, so I've got quite a thick afro. It's kind of on the much more curlier scale of things, so it's really thick and quite hard and really tough, which is good because it means it's really strong. But I think maybe around year 6, or maybe even a couple of years before that, I got a relaxer, so I just got like a straight perm put into my hair, and I had this for a couple of years, and then I switched to a curly perm, which I'm sure you're well aware of from like decades ago, and I kind of preferred the curl pattern that left in my hair, and I liked the way that looked more. But the thing is that with those relaxers is that they're chemicals and they damage your hair. The ringlets are extremely tight. Like, I remember describing that my hair was so curly it looked straight, if that makes any sense, when I had a full-blown afro. So what happens is that it's really tightly coiled, but the chemicals, and they kind of just destroy the hair, so then it becomes straight, and that means it's kind of a bit easier to manage for some people, which I completely understand, because some people have really, really tough afros. But that wasn't really much of the case for me. And due to the damage that it caused, my hair started to break, and I also found that on top of having it relaxed and then getting dye put in, it really just completely ruined my hair. And I kind of felt like I was at the point of no return. I also used to get some braids put in, which help kind of grow the hair, but I just was fed up with relaxers, and you have to get them like redone every 6 to maybe 3 months, depending on the type you have, because of the time that, you know, your new growth kind of starts to come through, and then the relaxer kind of wears off. And I was just kind of tired of it, and I was just getting really frustrated with the whole ordeal, that kind of process of doing hair. And I've never really had long hair. It's never been my thing. I don't think it particularly suits me. I've kind of seen what I look like with long hair with having extensions. Having long hair is not really my cup of tea. And my hair never kind of grew down, obviously, because it was so curly, it kind of grew outwards. So yes. I also kind of realised that the reasons behind kind of wanting to get my hair permed was to try and fit in with this standard of beauty in Western culture of, like, you know, having nice long luscious straight hair. And I just kind of came to the realisation that, you know, I'm never going to meet this ideal. It's just never really going to be something that I can achieve, partly down to my ethnicity. And so I just thought, you know, I don't know why I'm trying to pursue this kind of ideal of beauty, but then at the same time I was really considering whether to cut my hair or not. But I also came across Shameless Maya. She's a YouTuber. On one of her videos, I'll link it down, because my sister said that she reminded her of me, and she just cut her hair off in a video, and it seemed really like freeing for her, and she's kind of kept it that kind of short length ever since. And also Lauren Vula, which is one of my all-time favourite artists, she's got her hair cut quite low, and she's just kind of exudes this amazing amount of confidence, and I kind of think it's a really nice look, and it's quite daring, and I really just didn't know. And I spent ages looking at baby photos trying to see if I had a decent like shaped head, because I feel like that's really crucial to having your hair like this short. And then I kind of took the plunge and did it one day, and there will be some pictures on about my entire hair journey in the blog post, so make sure you do go and check that out. And I cut it all off, and it's kind of been so freeing. Like, it's so cheap for me to do my hair. Like, I buy the shears myself, so it's like once maybe £20 plus for any shears. You just kind of clip on the grade, or you just shave your hair, and I don't have to go to a hairdresser's or a barber's or anything. And what I love is that when I grow my afro out a little bit more, I can dye my hair whatever colour, and because the afro hair is so strong, it really doesn't damage the hair at all. And I use baby shampoo and conditioner. It's so little maintenance, and it's so much cheaper, and it makes getting ready so easy. I love like going out with my friends and they're like, oh, I still need to do my hair, and I'm so lucky that I don't really have that issue. I will say that sometimes I do miss having hair, and like that feeling of being able to tie up your hair, and then after a long day when you take it down, that's such a nice feeling. But I've considered growing it out, but I think it's just really awkward, kind of from going really short to trying to grow it out. There's that awkward in between stage, which I don't like the look of. Like, if my hair gets to about maybe 2 centimeters, I kind of just want to cut it out, and I'm like, it's too long. So maybe in the future I'll grow it out, because I actually did kind of have a nice afro. I think it was in about year 11. I kind of stopped retouching it for a bit, and I had a decently sized full afro, which I quite liked. But yes. So I also kind of wanted to mention that I did struggle a bit with considering whether to cut it or not, but then I just thought to myself that, I'm not defined by my hair. My hair does not equate to my beauty. And that's something that I felt was really important, that I kind of discovered on this kind of hair journey of mine, that I was equating so much of my beauty and my qualities to how my hair looked, or how it was and how it was presented. And at the end of the day, that's not really what beauty is about. That doesn't make me beautiful. I also just wanted to mention that there was a pressure for me to kind of perm my hair in the first place, just because of cultural appropriation at times. Like, I can remember like being at school and having an afro and being the new kid, and I actually was one of very few black people in my school, and I get that it's probably quite interesting or different to see, but it's just like, people would touch your hair or put things in it, and I'd never do that if it was the other way around. And some people don't even ask, and like they're like, you don't wash it every day or every other day, because our hair is quite dry naturally, so it doesn't get greasy, as opposed to most Caucasian hair. And you kind of wanted to fit in, so I did that, because that just stopped the questions really. Once I kind of had it straightened, I was kind of left alone in that sense. So that's just something that's kind of a bit awkward. I think many people with curly afros will tell you all about that kind of stuff that you go through with having hair like that. I also wanted to mention that, having an afro kind of was seen as, and sometimes still is just this wild, unruly thing. And like, sometimes you can be, I guess, maybe, I don't know if fetishized is the right word, but kind of like seen as this exotic thing. And I'm really not exotic. I'm just have heritage from somewhere else around the world. And even just like, going to job interviews and things like that, I know so many other women experience this, where you kind of feel the need to like, straighten your hair. And it's kind of ridiculous that you feel that way, but you know, that kind of pressure and this feeling that you should do it, you know, hasn't just stemmed from nowhere. And it kind of, sometimes you're even seen as being more professional, or you come across looking professional if you've got straightened hair as opposed to, you know, just your normal afro. So yes, I just wanted to mention that as well. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure you do comment down below because I like interacting with you guys. Let me know if you like this video or if this isn't really what you enjoy watching. I do hope you've kind of found it interesting and finding out a little bit more about me. And yes, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye!